YouTube world. Welcome back to the 1 in a Million channel. My name is Eunice Chan, and it is my pleasure to have you guys here on this video today as we dive into the topic of overcoming imposter syndrome. And I'm making this video from a place of I have gone through so much of this in the past of my life, and it's this feeling of, what if my success is not truly mine? What if I am not truly deserving of it? What if people really know who I am and they won't love me and they won't buy from me and they will leave me? This is a very real feeling, and every now and then this feeling comes up on every level of my journey. I have really come to understand what happens when I experience imposter syndrome, because it's not something that I can run away from. This is something that we encounter almost like every step of the way. And so the more we understand what actually happens when we feel like an imposter, the more we can transcend this feeling. I remember just feeling so disconnected from my success. Like this feeling of, it's just not mine. Whatever it is that you think I've built, whatever I have achieved, whatever I have accumulated, it's like I cannot fully, it's like it's gonna slip from my hands and I cannot fully take ownership of it. And there's an underlying fear, like, what if it's not mine? What if the success, it looks like it's mine, but then there's really no substance, there's no filling to it. It's always an underlying fear that comes up, every once in a while. And so I decided, you know what? I am going to look into this once and for all, and I'm going to address and pinpoint exactly where this feeling is coming up. And I hope that this video is going to do it for you guys. When you find where it comes up and you address it at its core, that this is something that will never have to happen for you again, because when you claim your success, it will be fully yours in the way that you approach it, in the way that you pursue it, in the way that you become it, in the way that you express it. It will just become an extension of you. When we experience imposter syndrome, the word itself implies that we're not fully being ourselves. When I am pursuing an idea of success, a lot of times it's really an image of what it looks like to be successful in this thing that I'm doing, in my endeavors, in my career, in this thing that I'm working on. What would it look like? Right? It kind of shows up in the visualization process. Well, what would it look like? What would I be doing? Right? But I feel like that's not truly me. I could be doing the thing, but I'll feel a disconnection from it. When we're pursuing our success and when we're doing the thing, we have to be fully invested in it. We have to be pouring our hearts into it. We have to be leading with our hearts, not just doing the thing, not just doing the physical task, not just speaking on the podcast or recording the video or talking to the client or answering a question or doing a thing or making a delivery. We have to be fully engaged from the inside with our thoughts, with our intentions, with our feelings. And when we're doing it from that place, the action becomes an expression of us. It becomes an extension of us. When we get the final thing, it's like, well, of course that's mine. I've invested so much of myself into it. I put all my thought, my feelings, my heart into it. Everything that I do, it's a result of me. It's a result of my being. That's really one way to override this imposter syndrome. And as a matter of fact, you won't even think about feeling the imposter feeling anymore, because you will know that this thing that I did is so me. You literally could not have replaced it with anyone else, because it's got your energy, it's got your signature, it's got your style all over it. The key here is to be you and completely invest yourself into it. Instead of looking at what would success look like and looking at other people, you know, who have done it, who have made it, who have already taken the steps, who have already walked the path, who have already climbed the hill. Look at yourself. What would success look like to you if you were to invest every single part of you into this journey? So this is like really the approach that I've taken into. I'm really asking myself, what makes the most sense to me? What feels the most aligned for me? What feels most authentic for me? Because even if that person did it, and if that person had a lot of success, if that person followed those steps and it worked for them, that's great. But if I don't check in with myself and I ask, like, what is in alignment for me, it would be very easy for me to take the path that somebody else did and then realize, wait, you know what? I really would have liked to take the other path. So be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Easier said than done, right? Part 2 of overcoming imposter syndrome is like completely trusting yourself. I think a lot of times when we are embarking on our journey, we feel like because other people have done it, they know better. This is also the same time where we dim down our own guidance and we silence our own guidance because we logically think that, well, if they have made it, they must know better. And we stop listening to ourselves. This is where our intuition, our instincts, our inner guide can really help us, guide us through navigating, understanding who we are, how we want to make decisions, how do I want to walk this path, how do I want to figure this out, and hack out a new path for yourself so that you don't have to be an imprint or you don't have to be an impression of somebody else. So listening to yourself and then allowing your inner insight to guide you is going to help you do that. So whenever my clients are asking me, oh, Eunice, you know, how would I overcome this feeling, or how do I get rid of this feeling of being an imposter? The thing that I want to say about that is actually there's nothing wrong with the feeling itself. The fact that you're feeling it is just an invitation for a realignment to take place again. It's just a message that your system is sending you to say, hey, you know what, we're not liking this. You know what, there is a more authentic path that you can take, but it's going to require more trust. It's going to require you to listen to yourself. It's going to require you to get to know yourself. It's going to require you to really focus on yourself and shut out all the distractions around you and just focus on your own version of success. So it's not about getting rid of the feeling. It's about transcending the feeling and really understanding what message does this feeling carry for me? When I can finally play out my own vision for myself, play out the best version of myself and share that with the world, I will no longer feel this sense of being an imposter because I'm not trying to mimic somebody else. That is not to say like you cannot follow a system that works for someone. What I do mean is it's always important to factor yourself as part of the equation instead of taking yourself out of the equation and just blindly follow someone else's formula. Because I do believe that there is wisdom in how people have done certain things, and I don't believe that you have to reinvent the wheel every single time. I really hope you find empowerment in this video, and I hope that you genuinely can feel a very powerful connection with your own success, that you're able to feel an undeniable connection and ultimate ownership of what you do. That's just what I want you to be able to feel for yourself. So let me know what you guys think about this video. It was such a pleasure to be able to deliver this message. I'm also really glad that I'm here on the other side. I feel differently about my work as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until next time, take care. I love you all. And I'll see you in the next video.